Hello, welcome to tonight's read-in. So if you've been here before, nothing's going to be different from other read-ins. If you haven't been here before for one of these, this is just going to be us hanging out together and getting through our TBR list by getting some reading done tonight. So we will do it kind of in like little sprints so that we can kind of like pause and talk for a little bit because I think we all feel weird about like interrupting each other's reading versus interrupting
I'm
each
listening to
other's
an
working.
audiobook again as well, so I have to unmute to go start a conversation there.
I'm gonna do too. So probably do. I'm thinking we'll probably do like maybe some 15-minute sprints or something. That should work
Sounds
well.
good.
So So what is everybody reading tonight?
I've been in a bit of a not reading slump, just slow. So I'm still reading the book I started last read-in. So hopefully, some point tonight I will be finishing my reread of Sandry's book, the first book in the Circle of Magic series by Tamora Pierce, which I'm really enjoying.
I'm currently reading A Broken Blade by Melissa Blair, who is a mutual of mine on TikTok. So it's very cool to have this in my hands. And I'm like, that far in. So
that's a good sized book.
Yeah, it's pretty hefty actually. I know the word nerds in our group chat. We took a screen. So I think Megan put a screenshot in there. Oh, it was you of the.
It was like a library magazine review, yeah.
Yes, it, a thing of the assassin kisses somebody instead of killing them, and I just got to that scene, so
that's the mystery TikTok author.
Yeah.
Thing, right? Yeah.
So if people don't know, this author originally published this book with Anonymous as the author, but then she had clues throughout the book that you had to put together to figure out who it was, which is a very, very fun promo for it. But I got one with her actual name on it. So I'm Melissa Blair. And it's really good so far.
Has she written other books?
I don't know. I don't think she's published anything.
How does the clues to figure out who she is of just
she was a
could
book
be Betty down the street. Okay.
She was a book talker. So she sent it to other book talkers. She sent arcs to book talkers and was cool. I'm one of you. I'm a book talker, and so figure out who it is. And so everybody on Book Talk was like, which one of us is it, kind of thing. So, yeah.
Well, I think she self-published it, or she published it with a small press, and then Tor picked it up. And I think Tor just republished the finished version of it, but I got a secret non-Tor version of it from my local indie store who happened to have one on the shelf, and I was like, oh, yoink, that's mine. So yeah, I'm reading the OG one. I don't know what's changed, if anything has changed between them though. So maybe I'll have to buy the second one. I don't
know. I am reading Harrow the Ninth. Finally getting around to reading the second one. Nice. I don't really remember a ton about the first book, but that would have been true right after I read the first book anyways.
I mean, Harrow's not going to be any kinder to you. Right?
I'm already I'm confused about some things. But yeah, I'm not very far into it.
I want to know 7%. How your experience goes. If you're yeah, I'm so glad I read this and I will pick it up soon. I'm sure I will eventually. It's daunting.
Well, I've seen a bunch of my mutuals online get arcs of Nona the Ninth, and I'm like,
I have one, but I haven't read Harrow.
I am mostly excited about reading, or I'm mostly reading Harrow because I'm excited for Nona. I enjoyed Gideon the Ninth, but I didn't love it as much as a lot of people did, mostly because I just found it so confusing. And I'm also not. I feel this is my book confession that I'm not a huge genre mashup fan. I kind of like things to fit into a genre, and so and especially fantasy sci-fi mashup. I'm not a huge fan of fantasy sci-fi mashups. I kind of want it to be one or the other. But Nona sounds really cool, so I'm I've got to read Harrow so I can read Nona. But yeah, I'm listening to the audiobooks. I'm probably gonna work on some stuff in my office, cleaning up some stuff in here as well. But yeah. We have, let's see, Kyra's in the comments, and she is reading Master of Iron by Trisha Levenseller. Stephanie's reading The Devil All the Time by Donald Ray Pollock. I've not heard of that one. Actually, that title sounds familiar, so maybe I have heard of it. Vanessa said that she also loves Tamora Pierce. If you don't love Tamora Pierce, I'm like questioning your taste. So,
I'm
and
not as well
Vanessa
versed
is
in Tamora Pierce as I'd like to be.
yeah, and Vanessa's reading a first draft of her work in progress and deciding what to keep for draft 2. See, we've got someone reading Treasure Island, a classic. And Valerie is reading Lady Dr. Wire for a book club. It says it's interesting question mark. Intriguing. But yeah, I guess we'll start. Oh gosh, how much math do I want to do?
You could start at a random number that just still finish at an even number and just have an odd numbered sprint.
This is true. Great point. So yeah, we'll start at the 8 and we will go to the 20. I think that nope that yeah, we'll go with that. That's like 12 minutes. Yeah. We're gonna do it. Let's go to the 20. The 8 to the
20. So then I don't have to do any math for the banner. I just back in at the 20.
Jennifer's
math.
Yeah. I can do it with 20 minutes, but with 15 minutes, it just gets harder. Jennifer's reading Conscious Discipline for work, which is as fun as it sounds. I am familiar with Conscious Discipline as I used to work in a library for teacher education students. That's a textbook that they like all have to read. Oh, we can go with Woods for your name. Thank you. I just didn't want to try and mess it up, so appreciate it.
It is the 8.
It is the 8. So we're going to go for 12 minutes until the 20, just reading, and we will check back in after that.
Should I call time? Nope.
Excellent idea.
Yeah. Devin was like, that's definitely past 20, but no, looks like Emma's having some trouble with her headphones or something. Audiobooks going back and forth. Looks like we're having some connectivity issues, but I read a couple chapters, so like I'm pretty happy with that. How'd everyone else's reading go?
Good. My book's kind of like set into like big chapters that have a lot of little sections. Like all 4 POV characters usually have a section in each chapter. So I don't actually know how much that was, but it's good.
Also, hello, Erin.
Hi.
Welcome. What are you reading tonight?
I haven't decided yet. I just sort of got here, so still trying to figure it out.
I'm reading the Assassin Kissing Instead of Killing book that we saw in the group chat. It's really good so far. Ooh, Joe Catherine is on a mission to reread the Sandman comics. Good. Yes, I approve of that. I'm currently watching the Sandman TV show.
Yeah,
I was curious if you would.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
It's good so far, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're sticking fairly close to the comics, it feels like.
Yeah, I think I've read I haven't read all of them, but I've read like a good chunk of them. And but it's because I read them a little while ago. The show is like, it's great because I remember mostly what's happening, but some of it's still a surprise. Yeah, stunning show. They did such a good job with it. I'm on episode 9, I think. So I only have 2 more to go.
Yeah, I think I'm close to the end as well. I'm really enjoying it.
Nice.
It's on my list, along with 7 million other shows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I can finally hear you guys.
You can or can't?
I can.
Can. We can hear
Good.
you.
Like instead, it had switched back to my AirPods on because I was using them on my phone, and I switched back to my computer, and it said they were connected, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh,
you guys
no.
couldn't hear me, and so then I plugged in like these headphones, and I would like go in and do the sound test, and I could hear the sound test, but I couldn't hear you guys. I was like, I don't know what's happening. So I just left and came back.
Oh, we don't need our banner anymore either.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have access to turn that off. Thank you.
When do we want to go again? We chat for 5 now that we've got Erin, and then jump back in.
Sounds
Yeah,
good
sure.
to me.
What's on your reading list, TBR, Erin?
A lot. It's mainly just what I've been, irresponsibly buying whenever I walk into a bookstore. I have been reading I cannot remember, Scandor and the Unicorn something or other, that British one that sold for a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very Percy Jackson-esque. And then I also been meaning to reread what's it called? If We Were Villains or whatever. Rachel, you might know this one. Yeah. Because the one I'm writing right now has like a stage play in it, and I know nothing about what goes on with drama students. So I might reread that one so I can figure out like how they talk and like what are the actual stage terms instead of like center stage. I mean, maybe that is the actual stage term, but you know what I mean.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I think the thing that always like trips me up is I'm already bad with like left and right. Like I am 27 years old and still have to like do this with my hands to be like, hell is left. Okay, like I'm so bad at that. But like stage directions is from the perspective of if you're standing on the stage, like looking out at the audience. So people will be like stage left, and I'm, they're like your other left.
Other
okay.
stage left. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to read by candlelight. I like that idea.
Oh.
Except for my eyeballs, maybe not. Out of curiosity, is it Wenya? Is that a Irish name, let me know. I'm very curious. I've been looking up for Witch's Bachelor, and I had to look up the pronunciations for a lot of really cool Irish names that just read nothing like they looked like. So yeah, I'm very curious. I could be completely wrong. Probably am. Missy Kate's reading fanfic. Nice. Oh, maybe that's what I'll do. That would be fun.
Great idea. And Joe Catherine's reading the Sandman comics, or
Nice.
rereading them.
I have them somewhere. I'm hoping they didn't get lost in the move because I have 4 of them. Oh yeah, it is Irish. Unya, is that right? Let me know. I am. I'm always willing to try, and I apologize if I get it wrong. Yeah, I have all 4 Sandman comics. Not all 4, but I got up to 4. I read 3. Yes, bless you, whoever that was.
That's my husband in the background. You don't have to say bless you. He can't hear you.
Well, bless him anyways. I was reading, I think, the 3rd Sandman comic on the bus and realized how, like, and I had people sitting on either side of me and realized, like, how not okay to read on the bus the Sandman series is. Because I was like, I don't want anyone to see this. They're going to be like, what is that lady reading? It's horrifying.
Yeah, it gets real gross.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the 4th one, I need to read that again soon.
Yeah, I've never read them. I'm excited for the show. Definitely gonna watch that.
The show is really good, and the comics are great because once again, it kind of reestablished the fact that Neil Gaiman is like a bit of a genius, because there was like, I remember specifically in one of the Sandman, I don't remember which number it was, but there's like a woman who can't stop having story ideas, and even in the characters' story ideas were all brilliant. I was like, every single one that character is having, she's like a fictional writer, and all of her fictional ideas are like super commercial and really, really good. So like, seems unfair.
How long do we want to read for this next one?
Yeah, we'll do. That's a great question. Let's maybe do 20 minutes this time, and then we can maybe kind of like wrap up after that and be like right at an hour. I know probably like on the hour is when the new Game of Thrones show comes out, so I don't know how many of our viewers are going to be dipping out for that. So might as well just plan on finishing up.
I'm really curious to see how many people watch it, but
yeah,
we're at the 30, so
yes. So we're gonna go for 20 minutes this time, so we'll be back at the 50. And time.
I guess you can't technically ask how did it go because it's like it's a book. So you said checking in on our writing sprint to being like, how did the writing sprint go? How did your reading session go?
I mean, to be fair, I started off by getting distracted by Misty Kate's comment and then going to watch the new HBO trailer. So that was fun.
Yeah. I literally think I was on online shopping for the first 10 minutes or something. So, I mean.
So if I'd asked you how it went, the answer is not very well.
No, just not a lot of reading got done. That's the answer.
I did pretty good. I got like a good chunk of the way.
Nice.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
didn't read all
enjoying
this. I didn't read all this, but like, but like half of that.
Good so far?
It's yeah, I like it a lot. It took the beginning isn't quite as engaging as maybe I thought it was going to be, but now I'm like fully invested. So like a couple chapters in where you're like, yeah, okay, cool, world building, and then like a couple of things happen, and then you're like, oh, I'm on board, I'm ready, here we go. Like,
is this another TikTok one? Because I feel like I keep yeah, okay. Because I keep seeing it places, and I'm like, I feel like this is another big push from TikTok. Probably is where it's coming from.
It's like it's a fairy book. It's like fantasy assassins and fairies and dark magic, which is exactly everything I love.
It's not very Sarah J. Maas or it sounds very mossy.
No, I don't support SJM, but if you want a fairy book and don't want to support SJM,
say get it, messy, mossy, but crickets. Okay. See myself out.
And yes, Misty Kate is Broken Blade. Is the book that Rachel's reading. Yeah.
Get another TikTok one. I still have the Atlas 6 on my bookshelf. That is one of the ones that I bought impulsively and need to start on.
Yeah, same.
Another TikTok one.
Well, now it's like fall's happening, so I'm like, all right, Dark Academia can happen now. No, it's still too hot in my apartment to think about reading about like collegial stories, but September's coming, so that means
I need Dark Academia to be a thing for like a few years. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. So it needs to have a moment, but not for a while. Slow, gradual.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it will.
I'm sure the timing will be just perfect, as my timing usually is. That's all sarcasm for anyone that's wondering.
Erin is currently writing a Dark Academia for all you out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not coming out. I'm not supposed to say any of this, but it's been so long.
Our banner is still going, by the way.
Oh yeah, right. We have checked back in.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I think anyone who's logged in should be able to get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. I keep forgetting. I'm technically logged in and can do stuff too.
I'm technically logged in and can do stuff too, but just
yeah.
like, messing with each other, like.
So yeah,
right,
I'm reading about murder unicorns right now, which has been interesting.
It's a middle grade, right?
It is, yeah. They're very like goofy murder unicorns. I would like, because I know it's like turning the unicorn genre on its head, but I would like a much more gory unicorn one. Like that would be very interesting.
I feel like that was the last one though, was more like, I feel like the last person to turn unicorns on their head went that route, but it was a while ago.
What was it? Do you remember the name of it?
It was like back when I worked at Chapters. So
I remember, I know which one you're talking about because I know I read that book, but I also don't remember what it's called.
No, I can like half see the cover.
Yeah. It was like, it was a book about how like warrior girls who were like fighting unicorns because like unicorns were like these like death beasts. Amazing concept. not good execution.
Oh, that's a problem. Yeah.
Hey, if you want to bring Murder Unicorns back, I would 100%. Please do.
Maybe
yeah,
I
that one's gonna be
will.
like, yes, that itch has been scratched. We do not need another one of those.
Also, ex horse girl. So like, let me know if you need terminology or like anything
Right.
about that.
I'm already so afraid of horses that I feel like I would be able to tap into that, my like distrust of horses, and really just go, all the way with the horror story about horses with swords on their faces, because that's essentially what unicorns are. So yeah.
All right. Well, we will be back next week with a write-in instead of a read-in, and then hopefully in September we can actually figure out topics again. But
Yes.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
Mhm. Well, thank you everyone for being here. It's been kind of a short one. But yeah, we always enjoy reading and writing and talking with all of you guys. Looks like we have a lot of viewers today. Oh yeah, Zombies versus Unicorns.
I do remember Zombies
the
versus
anthology.
Unicorns. That was
Yeah.
better, yeah.
Mhm.
Murder Unicorn Anthology. Okay,
Yes.
I'm on board for
There you
this. That sounds great. Oh yeah. Vanessa also says they have a dark unicorn in their fantasy. That's awesome. Woods has changed their fantasy mythology novella into high fantasy. That's awesome. I'm also doing a high fantasy. Amazing. Exciting. It's good to see what everyone's kind of working on or reading, and yeah,
Mhm.
fun to do
So it's
check-ins like that.
interesting. We get such like a wide range of what people are reading
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
It's really cool to see like some older stuff, some classics, some newer stuff.
Yeah, and I always get good recommendations, like a Murder Unicorn Anthology. Like, I need to write that down as soon as we're off because I want to read that.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Well, now I guess that's it. Now that we've had our Zombies versus Unicorns.
yeah.
Had to interrupt the closing.
That
of
was
the chat
important.
just to talk
That
about
was
yes.
important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as Misty Kate says, happy reading and writing. Hope everybody has a great week, and we will see you next week for our write-in.
Right in. Yay.
Bye.
Bye.